Canada Classic Selection Show. My name is Drew Banks, and to my left I have two of the top basketball recruiting analysts in Canada. Of course, I have Gilbert Moaco of Crown, and to his left is Nolan Schulman of Flagrant Fouls. How you guys doing today?
Doing tremendous, Drew. Glad to finally be here.
Very excited. It's a great time of the year. Looking forward to everything.
All right, I mean, we talk about the All-Canada Classic. Last year, the game was tremendous. I have so many memories of last year's game, but I want to get the input from the experts, starting with you, Nolan. What stands out the most from last year's 2010 All-Canada Classic?
Obviously, our first year at the Air Canada Centre, Mike Kabongo put on a heck of a show. 41 points in front of the hometown crowd. Just used his speed all night to get anywhere he wanted. He got buckets all over the court, and there was nothing anybody could do to stop him.
Apart from Kabongo, the biggest name after that was a 6'1" guard at Scarborough named Daniel Mullins. Stole the show, had 32 points, explosive guard, great leaper, got the job done. He was very unknown coming into the show and was the most talked about guy leading the show.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that specifically. Daniel Mullins really put on a show for the crowd and played well. We have a lot of action coming up. We have a lot of players we want to get to and let you guys know who's going to be in the 2011 Phase 1 All-Canada Classic. But first, we're going to take a look at a little video we have with the founder of the Phase 1 All-Canada Classic, Wayne Dawkins. Let's check it out now.
The first game, the first All-Canada Classic was, we had no women's event with no rising stars. There's no awards banquet. It was just there was two games, and we staged was the undercard game was the GTA versus Ontario, and then the main event was the best of Toronto versus Canada, and that was Devin Brown, Jabula Murray at the time, Kevin Messiah. This was year 5 was now the first year we had a major girls game and a Rising Stars game. So now it became much more of an event. Well, the Air Canada Centre took the game from just a local high school all-star game to a major national, national event. With the forming of a committee now, which will be headed up by Nolan Flagrant Fouls, this is going to be a great opportunity for me to not step back and just really, sort of separate myself from the player selection part of it, which is something I really want to be able to do. I want to focus on making this the most enjoyable event for the fans and for the athletes.
That was a great insight into the All-Canada Classic. Now for the moment you've been waiting for, let's take a look at the East Guards. Kevin Pangos, Dr. Dennison, Kenny Fred Cherry, Archbishop Carroll, Naz Long, Finley Prep, Junior Lumumba, Wisconsin Memorial, Xavier Rathan Mays, CFCA, and Justin Edwards, Anderson CBI. Now guys, that's a tremendous list for the East Guards. Gilbert, who stands out for you?
Right away, Drew, you have to think Kevin Pangos, a 6'1" guard heading to Gonzaga next year. Excellent shooter, probably the best shooter amongst the guards in the game. Great floor general, great leadership qualities. I think he will lead his team to a victory on June 21st.
And what about you, Nolan?
Well, I think while the East coaches lean on Kevin Pangos to lead their offense, look for them to turn on 6'4" shooting guard Junior Lumumba when they need a stop. He's a very versatile defender. He uses his length, quick feet, extremely high motor, and the desire to lock up. Look for him to get the East squad some stops.
Now we've looked at the East Guards, it's time to take a look at the West Guards. Olivier Hanlon, New Hampton School, Dylan Ennis, Lake Forest Academy, Tyler Ennis, St. Benedict's, Negus Webster Chan, Huntington Prep, and Tyler Scott, Next Level Prep. So there you have it. Now Nolan, what's your take on the West guards?
Well, I talked about the importance of Junior Lumumba's defensive versatility for the East. For the West, look for 6'6" shooting guard Negus Webster-Chan to have an equally important factor on the game. He's a tremendously versatile offensive player with his vision, his ability to bring the basketball from A to B, his ability to catch and shoot, and I look for him to have a big impact in a variety of ways.
And Gil, what are your thoughts?
You gotta love Tyler Ennis, a 6'2" point guard out of St. Prep, one of only 4 2013 guys involved in the game. Tyler is extremely smooth, great in transition play, gets guys involved, gets in the lanes, a superb scorer, and a great distributor. A guy that's a hot target amongst high major schools.
Well, there you have the take on the West guards. Now let's take a look at the East big men. McIntosh, CFCA, Jean-Pierre Charles, Ashbury, Agunwa Oakley, Dennis O'Connor, Anthony Bennett, Finley Prep, and the big man, Sim Buller from Huntington Prep. Guys, that list of big men are going to do some real damage in the paint. Gil, what's your take?
Love Mikal McIntosh. Physical, a 6'4" who does a lot of damage in the paint. Scores just inside the 3-point line. He can put in the deck, gets to the basket, finishes strong, rebound, and block shots. No one plays harder than Mikal McIntosh.
And while Mikal McIntosh provides the toughness, look for 6'8" power forward Anthony Bennett to provide the showmanship. He's got a body built for contact, bunnies in the lane, and get out of his way or you might just end up on a poster.
All right, there you have the take on the East bigs. Now let's look at the West bigs. Nick Stoskis, St. Mark's, Deshaun Pierre Anderson, CVI, Stefan Yankovic, Huntington Prep, Justin Shaver, McRae, Kevin Thomas, CFCA, and Braden Anderson, Wilbraham and Munson. Well guys, it looks like the West squad's packing a lot of power inside. Nolan, I want to hear from you. What do you think about the West big men?
One of the things I'm most looking forward to seeing is how 6'6" unsung power forward Justin Shaver responds. The Ottawa native has a great back to the basket game, a really high motor, and could just be the biggest impact freshman in the CIS next year.
Okay, Gil, we've heard from Nolan now on the West big men. What's your take on the forwards from the West squad?
I'm very excited about Kevin Thomas, a 6'8" combo forward, heading to Texas next year to join Mike Bongo. A guy that's very skilled, long, athletic, and does a lot of things in the court. Covers all areas in the court. Kevin can put on the ground and get to the hoop, step outside and hit the three. A guy that has great ceiling at his position.
There you have it. Now we've seen all the rosters and we've talked about the rosters. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching the 2011 All Canada Classic Selection Show. Welcome back to the 2011 Phase 1 All Canada Classic Selection Show. Now in any basketball game, a key thing is matchups, and these two guys to my left, they're experts at that. Nolan, what's your take? What do you think is going to be a key matchup in the ball game?
Well, obviously it's an all-star game and there's going to be a lot of buckets, but the one thing I'm interested to see is which team's potent scorer gets off first. Is it going to be the East's Xavier Rathan Mays connecting from mid-range, or is it going to be the West's Nick Stauskas getting hot from deep?
All right, Gil. Now you have an entirely different take on the matchup situation. Care to elaborate for us?
No doubt. It'll be very interesting to see how the West team contains 7'5" St. Bullard, a center. He's big, has gotten tougher around the rim, he's skilled, and he's in the best shape of his life. He will be an impact guy.
There you have it, the take on the matchups from Nolan and Gil. Now another key player in this game is Naz Long, a tremendous skilled guard. We had a chance to speak to him. Check out the interview right here. All right, so you've heard the rosters for the 2011 Phase 1 All-Canada Classic. Well, we have one of the guys that's been chosen for the roster right here, none other than Naz Long.
How you doing?
I'm good, Naz. How you doing, man?
I'm doing alright.
All right, well, first off, congratulations on being selected to the 2011 All-Canada Classic. What are your thoughts, man?
It's always just a blessing, to continue the legacy through Father Gates, and just to be blessed to play in this game. It's a real honor.
Man, who are you looking forward to playing? I mean, I know you got some buddies there, some of the guys that play with you for Bounce. What's going to be important for you playing in this game in Toronto?
First off, who I want to play with, it's all family, you know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to play with anybody who's going to be in the game, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we're all there. It's an all-star event, I'm not trying to, hurt anybody or nothing like that, but, it's also competitive, so I'm just looking forward to playing with anybody. And I'm just looking forward to playing the game all around, you know what I'm saying? It's just going to be a great game.
Now talk about your exploits down in Las Vegas. Of course, you're playing for Finley Prep. Talk about the transition from playing in Canada and then playing down there for Finley.
The fact that defense is Finley basketball. Coach Peck really emphasizes defense. So all year round, whenever I got in the game, I was picking up full court. So the transition is really me having to really get after it on the defensive end instead of just the offensive end. So I mean that's probably the biggest transition defense-wise.
Now some current event news. The CIA-bound squad doing extremely well. Unfortunately, you're not able to be there due to a slight ankle injury. Talk about playing in the EYBL and what happens. I mean, we see that the competition is really intense. Teams come to bring it every single game out. Talk about the EYBL and your experiences there.
Well, in the Nike EYBL, it's a bunch of elite teams. It's an elite league, and we're playing with the best. So it's very competitive. Every time we have to bring it. If you slip up one time, the team's looking to play to take advantage of that. And it's just somewhere where you have to go hard or go home. And it's an honor to play in that because we went from playing in different tournaments from Adidas to Nike last year and being kind of all over the place to being in the Nike tournament. Being in the Nike league. So it's a real honor and it's a real organized event. And it's just all blood, sweat, and tears. And as you said that we were successful this weekend, #1 in our pool. So I feel like we're really setting a mark and living up to our standards.
So you're going to be ready for the All-Canada Classic, man?
Most definitely, man. You know me.
Yeah, you're always ready to go. Okay, well, we have it. Naz Long, one of the selections on the All-Canada Classic squad. He's a tremendous player playing down at Finley, down in Las Vegas, Nevada. My name is Drew Banks. You're watching the 2011 All-Canada Classic Selection Show. Welcome back to the 2011 Phase 1 All-Canada Classic Selection Show. I must say, guys, I've had a tremendous time here with you guys this evening. But you know what? I'm going to put you two on the spot. Not that I haven't already. I want to know who's going to win this ball game. Starting with you, Nolan, what's your take on the outcome of the game?
You know what? I think it's going to be the West by 10. I think the brothers, Dylan and Tyler Ennis, playing together for the last time ever. They're going to be able to get in the lane, create for their shooters, and look for Nova Scotian sharpshooter Tyler Scott, Nick Stauskas, and 6'10 stretch 4 Stefan Yankovic to really tickle the twine and lead their team to victory.
All right, Gil, we've heard from Nolan and his predictions and outcome of the ball game. I want to hear from you, though. Who do you think is going to take the 2011 All-Canada Classic?
Well, I'm going to disagree with Nolan and say East by 6. The leadership of Kevin Pangos, the scoring touch of Xavier Reyes, and the front court, a lot of strength there. Anthony Bennett, Ogunwo Okoli, and Sid Bullard. Productivity versus potential. The East will come up on top.
All right, we've heard from the analysts. I want to thank Nolan Schulman from Flagrant Fouls and Gil Monaco from Crown for giving us the breakdown on the game, individually, matchup-wise, and of course their take on the final score of the ball game. You've been watching the first annual All Canada Classic Selection Show. My name is Drew Banks. I also want to thank Naz Long for being here. It's been a great ride. Please stay tuned for more information on where to find tickets.